everyone, it's Louise with Louise DecoArt, and I want to welcome you here. Thank you for joining me today. And I'm switching gears again and going from the nebula pour to swipes. I just want to play around, get a couple swipes in, and then get to blooms, and then by then it's going to be, after that it's probably going to be time to dismantle again when we get ready to travel to North Carolina. So what I've got for my my colors is DecoArt. This is the festive green, and these are fairly thin, not cloud pearl thin, but thin than in my normal regular paints. I did thin these down before, after the nebula pour. This is the metallic blue. This is the DecoArt cobalt, metallic cobalt blue. This is Golden's Iridescent Pearl, and this is 24 karat gold, and it may have a little bit of Golden's Iridescent Gold in it. Yes, it does. My colors, I'm going to do a split base. I've got white. I'm going to burn up the satin enamel that I had left over, but I combine it mostly with my regular paint. I'll give a best estimation as far as the formula. And then this is the regular black that I had been using, but I put it in a separate cup to water it down a little bit. So that's what I got for the lineup today. I've got paper towels that I'll wet with water. I'll spray it, and then I also have my old, I just cleaned them all up from the garage, my old document protector vinyl swiping tools. So I've got my variety of accoutrements over here, including my little skinny guy for the tight spots, and we'll see how it goes. I just want to play around today, so join me in my playing. I'm going to lay down the base and I'll get you right back. All right, see you in a minute. All right, everybody, so I've laid down my base, and now I've got to lay down my colors. And the idea is to put the colors on the swoop and then swipe in opposite directions. All right, folks, because this video did end up longer than expected, I'm going to double time through the layering of colors to save time. So this is the metallic cobalt blue, and then I'm going to follow up that with the festive green. And then after that, it will be the metallic blue, the gold, and the pearl. So here I'm getting my paper towels ready to go, and I'm going to spritz some water on the ends to get them moist so that I can dip the edge of the moist part into the pearl in the line of paint. So since the spinner is moving, so I'm going to have to secure the spinner, and I also needed to have a place to capture my used paper towels. So that's what I did with the paper towel there. And I'm going to get my scraps bucket to keep the spinner from turning. And then I'm just going to resume. But yeah, this is a pretty basic straight swipe using the paper towels. And each time I'm just adding a little bit of spritz of water to it. And as I pull it through, I'm making sure that it runs off the end of the canvas so that the edges are covered as well. So another point here is that the last color I laid down was the pearl, and that's the first color I'm grabbing. So as I lay the paper towel down, after it's moistened, I'm allowing the moisture to attach itself to the pearl, and then dragging the pearl and the colors over top each other to the end. And for anybody really new to this is definitely a Kathleen Cause Creations method using the moistened paper towel here. And the really cool thing about swipes is that if there's a spot you don't like, you can touch it up. And here I'm just adding a little bit of color to swipe back over again to get the colors I want to get out of the creation. Let's do another little tiny one down that middle. Not that I need to, but I feel like it. I don't know what I'm going to do in the middle. What am I going to do in the middle? I don't know. Going on over here. Let's do a little cleanup on aisle 3. All right. Torch. What do I want to do in the middle? Maybe I want to tilt it? Maybe tilt it back and forth and see what happens. So through here, I'm going to speed up again because I do a lot of tilting. I realize I have a lot of extra paint on there, especially in the middle where the white is, where I didn't have a chance to do any kind of swiping through it to take some of the paint off. So I'm going to go back and forth here, seeing what's going on. As I do tilt, though, I start to recognize that the white portion is actually stretching and spreading across the middle, which is not what I wanted to do. But because there's extra paint there, naturally it's going to start to spread because it has to go somewhere as I tilt. Let's come back this way again. So right away I recognized that this might have been a mistake because I should have realized that underneath that white in the middle there was still the remnant colors from the swipe from before that got covered over by the white when it spread out. So this kind of puts me in a pickle, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do to get paint off at the center and now address that swipe that I wasn't happy with. So the white tub there is the titanium white Australian Floetrol. That is my cell activator that I decide I'm going to run over the color that's remnant from the first swipes and see what happens there. I didn't like the effect of the cell activator that was basically trying to reach through the white that had gone over the top of the color. So I decided to put down some fresh color and then try another swipe. I need to do something with those swoops I put in there. So I grabbed my palette knife and I loaded up with cell activator to try to make those two swoops a little more interesting. Now, in my experience, I do know that thinner paints like these I'm using for the swipes are not as substantial working with the cell activator than the bloom paints that are much thicker. The thinner paints just don't hold up the cells as nicely, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So now I'm trying to get off some of the white that's in the middle by using the paper towel to swipe some of it off. So what I decided to do with my creamy filling of the Oreo cookie here is I just start pulling on the sides of the colored portions and trying to pull them into the white to kind of make it look like it all kind of connects together. And then I decided to finally go after that barren white area that became white because of the tilting that stretched and ended up leaving that section without so much color in it. So I'm just going to swipe in some color and make it look like it was always there. Since everything wants to go that way, I'm going to go with it. And so I go back to the middle and do the smallest of touches again to try to make the two halves seem like they all connect there. And then I start playing with the two swiped portions and really have a lot of fun spreading some of the color around between the, between the gaps and just embellishing it a little bit. That was the really fun part for me. Yeah, that was really cool. And in my mind, just kind of put together the entire piece. It seemed like it was calling for something, not just in the middle, but also on the swipes. All right, folks, I think I'm done playing. I got my fix for the day. So I'm sure you can see it, you're pretty close. But I'm gonna touch up my edges, and there we go, folks. You know, playing around. Sometimes that's when we make our discoveries. Hey, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for taking a look at it. If you liked it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you again next time. In the meantime, take care.